Alright, so for anyone who hasn't been watching, hey, it's Justin. I'm here with the weekly update for, what are we looking at? February 28th to the February 1st. Sorry, January 28th to February 1st. This is the first week of sprint number 8, so version 0.8, and it was a pretty good week. I was able to get a ton of the big ticket items checked off for build 8. So some of the things here you can see there's a proper UI for selecting your super now. So that is really good, especially for my testing, because I can go through and select the supers easily without having to go in and change some of the variables in script. What else did I get going here? Missions for the second dummy. So he's the dummy that jetpacks back and forth in the stage. I came up with 10 missions for him, with a bunch of them being really unique challenges just for that dummy, which is very cool. And then I'll populate the rest of his list with some more generic ones. But I think that came together pretty well. I added proper canceling, and I'll show that off in a sec. So now you can actually enable canceling for moves, so you can have a normal cancel its animation right into another normal, or from a special, or from a super. So that's going to really open up combo possibilities and more upgrades for the moves. I put together a debug editing. Actually, let me just show you some of this stuff while I'm talking about it. Makes more sense, right? Let me get Trello on the other screen. Yeah. Okay. So, first thing I was mentioning, let's unlock everything so that I can actually show you. So the first thing is the missions that I got completed here for dummy number 2. And the other thing that I mentioned was a super UI. So now you can choose from the supers in the game. Right now I'm playing, you can see the UI breaks, so that's something I'm going to fix. But what I'm playing around with right now is the controls for this screen, because with the move screen, basically to select what move you want, you just press the button on the controller, which is great. It's nice and intuitive. But if I want to do the same thing for supers, then it's 2 buttons to select a super. So I'm trying that right now just to see what it's like, because it's a little more sort of unproven. So right now, if I want to select this super here, I press square and X together, and it selects that move. So I'm trying that out. I might go back to just a simple 1-button selection, if that's feels too weird. What else do I got? Let me show you the canceling system. So if I go to a move here, and let's say, this is easier to see with a slower move, but if I go to like an uppercut, now you can see these cancels are available. So I will turn on super canceling, special canceling. So now, if I uppercut, I can uppercut into another uppercut, I can uppercut into a fireball. Or I can uppercut into super. And you can see there's like a white flash that happens when you successfully cancel. So normally in fighting games, there isn't really much of a visual indicator when you cancel. And this is something I felt would be great for people who are not as familiar with fighting games. So a way to be able to get a clear indication of what's happening, right? So you've got the timing right, because you'll actually see a visual. So that's the idea there. The only snag I'm having right now is if I go to customize, I've actually added a new customization item, the trench coat, and right now it doesn't look good with a t-shirt, so let's get rid of the claws too. So yeah, I got this trench coat, and the problem is the material on the trench coat doesn't like when you change its change to the flashing material. You can see it went to the gray default there. So that's because there's a limitation on the cloth actors. So I'm gonna have to come up with another solution for that, but that'll be in the future. What else was I gonna show off? What else did I do? Oh yeah, the debug editor. Not too exciting for players, but it's exciting for me. I have this debug that now allows me to, for some reason it's broken right now, but you are able to select moves that you have assigned and get the stats for it and actually change the stats on the fly, so it's going to be great for tuning purposes. And I did a couple of things right now. Actually today I implemented a strength value for the moves, which then dictates the sound, the hit sound and the hit spark, as well as the hit stop, which is when the game freezes on each hit. So right now I haven't set any different strength. Everything's set to the lowest strength right now. That's why you see that small hit spark. But next week I'll have these tuned up so that you'll see when I do like a heavy kick, it's going to have more hit stun, and the effect will be stronger and the sound. So that's really going to help make the stronger moves feel more powerful, and it'll make faster moves feel faster too. So that was a big one. And the last thing I was actually showing off right there is when I get the dummy to the corner. Oops, if I don't mess this up. Okay, I'm messing it up. Once I get him to the corner, you'll see when I do a move to him, it actually sends me back a little bit. And this is something that a lot of fighting games do. Usually it's to stop one of the players from getting locked down in the corner and not able to get out again. But in my game, I feel like this is necessary, because right now the sort of the default strategy is to get the dummy to the corner as fast as possible and then just combo them against the wall. And a lot of the properties of the moves are a little more irrelevant at that point. So I still want the walls, but I think by having this kind of knockback, it'll make things like dashes and cancels more important to the player. And overall, I think that creates a little more depth. So you can see I have to eventually dash in or cancel the move into something else so that I don't get pushed back too far. Yeah, so that's the update for this week. Next week I'll be... I just have a few tasks left. I'm going to finish tuning the first level of all of the... the first levels of the first moveset. And I'm going to do some UI work around uploading replays to the web server, so that you'll be able to actually not only save those onto your own computer, but you can save them online as well, and be able to share them eventually. So I'm going to do some work with that. Once I get those two things done, it's down to polish tasks. and bug fixing. And once I get that done, I may start on stuff for the next sprint, or I might get some of my to-do items because there's a lot of stuff piling up. So yeah. So if you guys have any comments, any thoughts, please leave the comments. I keep checking all the time for them, so I'd love to get some feedback, what you think, any ideas you have. Yeah, thank you guys very much. We'll see you again next week.